All right. Got finished cutting all these rocks today. Didn't want to show y'all me sitting at the saw going zoom, zoom, zoom. That's boring. Nobody wants to see that. But anyway, so let's see what we cut. I did get a new saw. I got a 10-inch slab saw. Absolutely hate it. Can't stand it. So most of these I cut on my towel saw because I can't stand that slab saw, the one that I got. So anyway, so let's kind of look at these. These are all from Lavik. So here's a nice moss. It's got yellow. It's got a little red in there, a little green down the bottom. So pretty cool. This is in one of my videos. It was actually the picture on the front of one of the videos. I'll have to put it at the end of the video. But this is a cutoff of it. And here's another cutoff of it. You can see this one's got a lot of green. It's got some red. Yeah, I got some marks on it. I cut this one on a 10-inch slab saw, and it left some marks there. I'm going to spray it down a little more for you. This is pretty cool, man. Check it out. Look at that moss. Sweet. Here comes a green moss I cut. Check this out. It's a dark green, but it's got moss all in there, and it's got the white agate. I'd love if it had a lot more white agate, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, and I kind of like flattened this side out and made it a little more round. It's going to throw it in a tumbler. It's going to be cool when it comes out. All right, who's up next? Let's see. You. Yep. How about you? Well, we're going to wet you first. All right, check it out. This one's got green and red moss. That's the back. That's not cut. The other side's where the first cut. So we'll flip it over. You can see that moss. That's some beautiful, beautiful. That green and red moss is so cool. And then here, I got another piece of that. Check it out. Check it out. I mean, just the patterns and stuff in there is just... I'm always amazed at this stuff. I mean, just how the minerals all get up there and they're all mixed together. And they make these patterns. I mean, that is so cool. They all kind of mix together in this mossy goodness. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Look, it all mixes together. Cool. Just a cool piece. Here's the piece I cut it off of, so I can still make a few more slabs on there. Kind of see how I found it. You can see the saw marks on it. Get those out, no problem. Anyway, it just looks fake, doesn't it? It looks like somebody painted that on there. It's so cool. It's pretty exciting. It's one of the more exciting pieces. Comes the next one. Yeah, I'll notice I put a towel down this time so you're not getting blinded by the light. All right, check this one out. Oh, I hit the camera. Let's check this one out. It's a cool moss. It's got a druzy cave. That's a big druzy cave right there. It's hard to see once you wet it. But anyway, it came out pretty good. A lot of people who cab, they don't like these moss agates because of that kind of stuff. Because it does make it a little bit harder to cab. And all your polish and everything gets stuck in there. It's hard to get out. But anyway, that's just so cool. I mean, look, there's the side. I cut a little piece off the side. And then that's the other side. And then this is the back. So this is how, when I found it, that's what it looked like. I was like, it's going to have something good in there. And bam, it sure did. Check it out. Then here's the other half of that piece. So cool. Check it out. Let's flip it the same way as the other one, huh? All right, check it out. There's the other half of that cave right there. And then a little druzy cave. And you got the moss in there and the agate in there. This one's cool, so it's got the big hole there, so you can kind of see where I cut it. And then I was debating on this one what to do, because you got all this yellow moss up there. It looks really cool. So I'm like, do I trim that bottom off and then go for another slice there, or just leave this as a specimen and polish the front? I don't know. But it's pretty cool. Those colors are just killer. They're amazing. So here's another one. I've cut similar ones like these before right here. Give them a bath. So check it out. It's a nice red. That red's just killer, that color pattern. But look, check on the surface. Look, there's no lines. Like usually when you have moss, you'll have those lines. Like I've shown those lines a bazillion times, like what you look for when you look for the moss out there. But this one doesn't have any. So again, I picked it up, and you'll see on one of the other pieces it had a little bit of moss showing, which is why I wound up keeping this one. And then I cut it. I almost did a preform on this one. I kind of preformed it a little bit, but you can see I didn't cut the other side. That's when I found it. That's what the side, I saw the moss, and I said, oh, this one's going to be cool. But the other side has no indication of moss whatsoever. So if I wouldn't have saw that, I just thought it was just red jasper. It's got a couple of little blue agate pockets. It's pretty cool. Here's another piece I cut on that one. Pretty cool. Again, just killer colors. I mean, this is awesome stuff. Cutting these up is my favorite, one of my favorite things to do next to when they finish tumbling. They come out the tumbler. Check it out. That's way cool. All right, here comes the next one. So this one's a red jasper with green jasper on the top. And I don't know what I did with the other half. I think I left it outside. I'll have to go look. But the other one's got, the green goes all around the top. You can see I kind of missing it right there. But it's got the green all the way around almost the whole thing. But just that green highlighting that red, I thought that was pretty neat. So here's one of my purple ones. This one's covered with volcanic ash. That white stuff is all ash. It's not opal, it's ash. So you can just see it was kind of covered with volcanic ash. And it's this purpley color. I think it's pretty sweet. The other half, I already threw it in the tumbler. Couldn't wait. Yeah, I'm like a kid sometimes. I'm impatient. Just threw it in there so I could start polishing and see how it's going to come out. Because I don't know. It's the only piece of purple like that I found. I found like that purple agate in that other video. It's amazing. That thing came out amazing. I'll put that at the end too if you want to see that one. So yeah, here's another red moss. Check it out. This is the star of one of the videos too. It's one of the screens, cover screens of one of the videos. I cut them up. Gonna tumble them, I think. Had somebody say, oh, I don't know why you tumble, because then you just get smaller rocks of what you put in. I said, yeah, but I don't have time to sit down and make a bunch of cabs and slab them all out and polish them all. It takes a long time. I can just throw these in a big tumbler and do a bunch of them at one time. I'm not making jewelry or anything with these, but anyway, cool, check it out. If I flipped that one more time, it would look like the state of Missouri. If y'all could turn your head to the left. All right. So here I'm showing y'all the lines. You can see the lines in here. Like I was talking about, dead giveaway for moss when you see those lines, and then the agates in there. It's way cool. So I can cut a few more pieces off of this one. I'll probably just polish the face and it'll be a specimen, the rest of it. Way cool. I don't remember what I was pointing to there. A cool rock. So here's one. Again, this was in, I don't know if this video came out yet or not. I have to go look. This is one of video. It had like a big bump there, so I just like flattened it out because that's going in the tumbler. But check the green out in this right-hand corner, that green and red. Man, that is so cool. I got to figure out how to make sure that stays and doesn't wear off, because a lot of times that green just wears off real fast. I don't think it's as hard as the red. Or it could just be that the green is almost always on the outside of a lot of these rocks. They're not in the inside. Sometimes they are, though. Those are the ones I like because they stay if they're on the inside. So here's one I cut up. This was a little thin one. So when I found it, I saw this little moss right You can see like that's the first cut, right? But there was just a little tiny hint of moss on this one when I found it. So I was like, I don't know, this could be cool. There you go right there. See that little hint? And then I said, let me cut them. Let's see, I think this is the next one I cut. Check it out. That little thing looks like an eyeball, like yellow and green, doesn't it? Looks like an eyeball. Somebody's eye. I got my eye on you, Lavik Sidon. Anyway, check this out. Moss. Look at that moss. That's so cool. I mean, that's just neat. I don't care what you say. That's freaking awesome. Just some beautiful stuff. There you go. Check that out. That is amazing. I mean, the colors, come on. You can't beat that. Look at that. Sweet. And there's another side. Yeah, that's the other side of the rock. You can see that had that green and yellow. That's, I think, why I picked it up. That piece right there. That little green and yellow that was showing. That's cool. And then here's the rest of it. I could probably cut a couple more. But you can see the moss started fading out. So you got green, you got red, you got some agate, you got a little tiny bit of moss, but not much. So then I took a quick little cut to see what I can see over here, and it's mostly Jaspers. It's really not moss. The pattern's not moss on that side, so kind of interesting. Sometimes they do that. This one's really cool. This one, I was like, when I found this one, it just had a little hint of that pink sticking out. And I'm like, and it kind of had a cool looking pattern. I'm like, what is this? So I believe it's Jasper. It might have a little opal. It might be opal, but this rock is very hard. It's very heavy. It took me just as long as an agate to cut. So it's definitely not opal. But it's got all these little pink brachiated like patterns. It's definitely Jasper. So, but the pattern is just kind of neat and interesting. So, again, this is the only piece I have like this. The only piece I've ever found. I think it's so cool. Look at that. That's so cool. Again, that white could be opal. I'm not sure. See, I was looking at it there, like you can see like a little cave, like it might be some type of opal there, or it could be agate. I don't know. But it was a hard piece to cut. It didn't cut easy, let me tell you. So now there you got definitely some clay or something right there, or some ash. I don't know what it is. You can see that pattern goes kind of through. And you can see some more on that side. It's a really interesting piece. Okay, so this one here, this is a good one. So it's got great color, great pattern. It's got that green going a little bit of yellowy orange and red, and it's got the agate in there. But the problem with this one is the moss in here is, I call it not cooked enough. It is not, you can see, like if I get the right angle, you'll see all the little pin marks on here, the little pinholes. See them? So then you're gonna have issues when I tumble this, or even when I try to polish it on flat lap with undercutting. But it's way cool. I'll try to polish it on the flat lap to see. All right, these next ones, these are all from North Edwards, this next group. So all of those other ones were from Lavik. These are from North Edwards. So this is bloodstone. This is a piece of bloodstone. It shattered. It had a lot of fractures in it. I was 99% sure it was going to fracture. It was going to break apart because of all the fractures in it. So you can still see it's got a bunch of fractures in there. But you can see that green and that red. You can still get some good little pieces out of it. That one's kind of cool too. And then here, this one's pretty neat. So I cut another piece I had like this, but check this out. It's got all these little dots on it. See them at the top? And that cool color green, that turquoisey almost. I don't know if it's turquoisey, but it's like, that's the back of it. It's this really cool green. So I don't know if that's fossil roots in there, They do have a lot of fossils out there in North Edwards. Like you'll find palm root, you can find palm wood and stuff like that. And I found reed fossils and other things. So it could be fossils. I don't know. If you guys know, let me know. So here's another piece I cut. This one's kind of interesting. It's got a lot of agate in it, a little jasper in it. It's got some green, some white, and like a golden color. It's kind of different than some of the other stuff I have. But you can see it's all fractured up. So I thought for sure this one was going to bust up when I cut it. I was like, here's another one. It's going to be in pieces when I cut it. But after I cut it, it looks pretty solid. So it came out pretty nice. Again, something a little different, right? I get tired of seeing moss probably because that's all I usually show. So here's the runners up. I had them outside the little thing but still kind of a cool pattern on this one. I get it up closer. It's not like my favorite, but it's got that pale green, and you can see, like, that's why I picked it up, because you can see it's like almost like an agate type of nodule. So it's got some interesting. It's got the little dots too. It's got little dots all up in there. You can see them. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Could be fossils. Who knows? It's kind of cool. And then here's an agate. And again, I did find this out at North Edwards. I kind of like the pattern on it. The quality of the agate's not great, but it's I like that pattern on there. But you see it's got some issues. See, like that side has a bunch of issues. But anyway, I thought it was kind of cool. So, all right. That'll be my last one. So, again, had a good time cutting all these. I hope y'all enjoyed them. And I'll see y'all on the next video. I got some good stuff coming up. All right, this was an amazing cutting video with some amazing materials. Don't forget to like and subscribe so other like-minded people can find this on YouTube. All right, keep on rocking.